Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you from wherever you're watching us. Welcome back to Mama's Diary. Mama is here again. This is your girl, Selfa. Or those who have known me for quite a while call me Mama Israel or Mama Henry. Thank you so much for your support. If you haven't subscribed, I'm giving you a few minutes. Please make sure you subscribe, you like, you share. Let's share this information with everyone because I believe it's very vital for each and every one of us to learn one or two things. We get to learn from everyone. Please make sure you subscribe, you like, you share. And for my fans, thank you so much for your continued support. I really, 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 really appreciate. God, you don't even know. Sometimes I just sit and tell God, oh, thank you. You have given me such great fans. Thank you so much for your support. Now, today, I want to talk about something I have heard a couple of times. Anytime you attend a baby shower or 3, 4 months, a year after the baby is born, you find someone telling you, well, I wish I knew this about parenting. So today I'm going to settle what are some of the things I wish I learned about parenting before I became a parent, things I wish I knew earlier about parenting. What are yours? Please make sure you share them in the comment section below. I would really love to know if I'm in this boat alone or we are quite a number of us. So I have my little list here. I'll keep looking and I'll keep referring to it because I don't want to miss out anything. It's about a few things that I wish I learned. But one thing I must admit that parenting is the best thing that I think ever happened to me. Every morning I wake up and I go to work. I know I'm doing this for my children. It's just not for me. These babies give me a reason to live. Like every morning I wake up, I'm like, I have to do better. For the sake of these boys, I have to be better. I have to better myself. I push myself to limits for the sake of these boys. They just make me happy. Just when you come back in the evening and they tell you, Mommy, I love you. And I'm like, oh, that's the sweetest thing anyone could ever tell me. So, what are some of the things I wish I knew or I learned before I became a parent? Number one is that it's the best job, but it comes with a lot of challenges. Parenting doesn't have a manual. I always tell my friends that, and I always tell everyone parenting doesn't have a manual. You learn on the go, and children are not the same. We are very different. Babies will be different. So the challenges with the different babies will be different as time goes by. What are some of the challenges I faced? I think one of them that I faced with both babies was waking up in the middle of the night and finding poop hapa kwa shingo, and you're wondering, how did it get there? Sometimes I would find the baby has pooped mpaka hapa kwa shingo, and sometimes still the socks, and you're going to nurse the baby and you're feeling the baby is a bit cold. So when you check, you find there's poop till the neck, and you're wondering, it's 1 a.m. What do I do? Okay, so that's when you just warm water and you get things done. So that is one thing that I learned. It's a very good job. It's a really, really good job, but it comes with a lot of challenges. You have to just make your way through it. There's no perfect parent. And I'll talk about that also. There's no perfect parent. So the challenges are different depending on your child, but you make do with everything there is. Number two, sleeping becomes a luxury. Kai. I cannot remember the last day I slept and just slept through the night, and I can't remember because you tend to, I think you're unconscious. I don't know if saying unconscious is the right thing, but you tend to just sleep in bed, and then when a baby coughs, it's 1 a.m., you will know. I know when my babies cough. I can tell you which one coughed at what time. Okay? So sleep becomes a luxury. My God. Even when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they come to do is knock on my room. Mom! Mom! So it's not those days when I was still in college and I could sleep till 11 o'clock and no one knocks at my door, no one disturbs me. Right now, if they wake up at 8, I have to wake up at 8. Sometimes I just pretend I haven't had the knocks and just stay in bed. But I mean, it becomes a luxury. You just don't sleep, you know. Then it requires a lot of work. Parenting requires a lot of work. It's just not money, because yes, the money is there. You need a lot of money. Education has become very expensive. Good education has become very expensive. Food, just getting them their basic needs, medical covers, because you don't know when a baby will get sick. They just sometimes just fall sick, and you're there, you're wondering. Okay, so the work is just not the money. Even your emotionally, you need to be ready for that baby, because sometimes you will have meltdowns. I have had meltdowns, and I believe, before we get back to school, I will do a video on a day I had a meltdown. I actually recorded myself. I don't know why I did that. I didn't know I was going to start YouTube then, but I did that, and it requires a lot of work. You need to be balanced emotionally at all times. And I always tell anyone around me, when you have children, please take time alone. It's very important. Sometimes just sit somewhere, go for a walk alone to get back to factory settings, so that when you're back, you're sound and you can make sound decisions. You're not going to hurt your babies because probably your partner told you something and you come and tell them, ewe ni mjinga kama nani. You know, no, you are going to be sound. You're going to make sound judgment. So it requires a lot of work, emotionally, physically. You have to be there for those children. Sometimes I come from work and they're jumping on my back and I'm like, guys, you just give me a break. You know, but I mean, they're babies, they don't understand. My firstborn is 6, going to 6.5. My second is 3.5. So they don't understand. You need a break for what? We missed you. So they will run, they will hug me, they will want to ask me how my day was, all those things. So it requires a lot of work. You need to put in work. Parenting is like a full-time job where you're not getting paid. You're just working. There are no bonuses. There are no, those other things that you get at work. There's no free time. Until you have a little free time, you can rest, but you create the free time for yourself so that you can have a balance with the babies. Then when you're a parent, you have to wear many hats. I think this resolutes very well with me, because I have had to learn to wear very many hats. One of the hats I have learned to wear is being a doctor. My firstborn son didn't disturb me a lot medically, so yani alikuwa namea kama mti. The way a tree just grows, doesn't have much. But for my second-born son, it was quite a challenge, because he was diagnosed with pneumonia at 5 weeks. So you can imagine, I felt very skeptical about being admitted in hospital. So I did home care treatment. I used to take him to hospital every day to get the injection, and sometimes he would be nebulized. He's 5 weeks. So I just needed to learn how to go about it. At 6 months, he had to have an inhaler, because he had so many complications with his chest. But I really thank God he's getting better. But sometimes, I'm called from work, hey, the baby is coughing really bad. He can't breathe very well. He's struggling to breathe. So I have to give instructions when I'm at work, tell the nanny what she's supposed to do, and then now run from work to hospital where I have instructed them to go. So you have to be a doctor. Sometimes you go to a house where there's a baby and there's a medical cabinet full of medicine, and you'd wonder, how do you know? Sometimes there are things you can't miss in a house if you have children. Paracetamol is one of them, because of fevers. Babies always run fevers for some reason. And I've also found Piriton to be quite well because of the colds, so I don't need to do that. And maybe a multivitamin, if you can, you can get either cod liver or Scott's emulsion. Those are good. They just help with the vitamin part of the baby. I've also learned that one of the caps I've had to wear is being a chef. So I have to just think of things outside the box that will make the food interesting. You know, add a little turmeric in the rice to make the food colorful, and the kids will eat. Do burgers, my homemade burgers, and the kids find it quite interesting. I've also learned to be a lawyer. Who knew? From being a teacher to being a lawyer. Motherhood. Anyway, so the babies will fight, and they always fight. This one has taken my rubber band, this one has taken my ball, this one is sitting on my seat. Man, it's a lot. So I have to come and become the mediator between the two of them. This one has switched off the TV, and it's my day to switch off TV. It's just a lot of work. But again, I learned how to work around it. I color code my children. So my eldest son, his color is blue. I color code my children. My eldest son, his color is blue. My youngest son, his color is green or yellow. So I know who has left what where. Something else that maybe I could say about, there's no perfect parent. A perfect parent is a myth. It doesn't work out. It's not there. You cannot have a perfect parent. That's just a big myth. You have meltdowns. Your kids will not be perfect kids. They will, one time or another, do things that you don't even understand. So there's no perfect parent. Something else is postpartum depression is real. And when you see a mom go through postpartum depression, just walk with them through the journey. Find out what's wrong, because this is very real. I never went through any postpartum depression, but I have seen people who've gone through it and they refuse to even nurse their babies. So it's important just to go through the journey with them. Then people say when you get babies, your dreams, you stop dreaming. Yeah, like your dreams come to an end. That is a big lie. My God, your babies, I think they even make you dream even more. You know, so don't let your dreams move away because you have babies. It's a time for you to just soar higher and higher and higher. They give you a reason to even work harder, a reason to be a better person, a reason to be a better mom, a reason to be a better dad. Your dreams just soar high. So don't let anyone tell you that when you become a parent, you'll have to shelve your dreams. No. Even if you haven't finished your degree or you haven't finished any course that you are doing, after baby, you can still go back. You know, even people have gone back to school in their 40s and they've done things they wished they had done maybe when they were 20s, but you still can achieve your dreams. Something is that you should know how to invest in quality baby items. Well, this was a challenge, and sometimes we think quality is expensive, but quality is not expensive all the time. You may get something very good at a very cheap price. I think I once mentioned that I bought my rompers at a local market, Githurai 45. That's why I got my rompers. Each was going for 50 shillings. And they were very good cotton rompers. And they were very good. They were well absorbent. And the babies never reacted to any of them. So sometimes it doesn't have to be very expensive. You can always just do something very nice at a good price. Then you don't need a lot of baby stuff. God, I never shopped for so many things. I think by the time I was delivering, I had 10 or 15 rompers, different sizes, and maybe a shawl or two. And then a friend of mine got me they're these nice warm things that look like rompers. Then they have tags, so you don't have to carry a shawl. So don't get so many things, because those babies outgrow those things so fast. There are things I realized that were a waste. You get them, and then 3 months down the line, you cannot use them. So be very wise when you're shopping. Then don't push your kids to achieve milestones. Man, that is, I don't know. Don't push your kids to achieve milestones. Let them do that at their own time. My firstborn son walked at 1 year, 4 months. 3 months, sorry. And I was so worried because I saw other kids walking at 9, 10 months. And I was like, kwani huyu hata tembea? This one won't walk. But imagine at his own time, he just was able to walk. So don't push that kid to achieve milestones. at the time when they are not. It's not their right time. They will achieve those milestones at their own time. You should be their number one fan. Okay, so for my children, there are things I pushed. I was like, hey, you should be walking. And then someone told me, leave that baby. They will walk at their own time. So those are milestones. And I was telling you earlier of a video I did. I pushed my son to read, and it just didn't go down well with us. So it's a milestone. Don't push that child. I mean, they will achieve this milestone at their own time. Then, last but not least, habits will change. That is something that will happen when you're a parent, because I've realized that sometimes I'm even in the washroom, I'm doing my own business, and my son will just come and wants to report the other one. This one has done this one, and I'm like, my God, I'm in the middle of my business. So these habits will change. There are things that you tend to have no me time. It's all taken up by children. But I believe, even with all these things, I still strongly believe that parenting is the best thing that one could ever do. It's the best idea. It's the best. It just gives you so much fulfillment. When you're a parent, I don't even have the words to express it. I remember when I held my firstborn for the first time. I could not believe that he was mine. And even my secondborn, it was a different experience altogether. When my doctor showed me the baby, I couldn't even talk. I just cried, because it was a beautiful feeling. Parenting is the best thing that could ever happen to you. So make sure this should be at the back of your mind, that as you're getting into parenting, these are some of the things that you will face. So please, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, my people, please subscribe. And I would love to hear your feedback. What are some of the things maybe you wish you knew about parenting before you became a parent? So have a good one. Let's meet in the comment section, like and share, and let's enjoy this together.